Well, I'm gonna sit right here.
Good evening and welcome to the April 13th, 2 days before tax day, Board of Aldermen meeting. And I call this meeting to order. I would ask everyone to rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I would now ask the city clerk to call roll.
Alderman Gerber.
Here.
Alderman Harder.
Here.
Alderman Hughes. Here. Alderman Kinsella.
Here.
Alderman Sawyer.
Here.
And Alderman Schwer.
Here.
I have Alderman Friedman and Alderman Murphy as absent. Mary, Miss Presiding, we do have a quorum.
Thank you very much. Before I get to the minutes, just make the statement. Upon returning from her deployment overseas last year, Officer Rosa Pruitt submitted a request for the city of Town and Country to be recognized for our support of her and the 1140th Engineered Battalion, to which she was assigned during Operation Spartan Shield and Inherent Resolve. Officer Pruitt's request was accepted and reviewed, and we are honored to welcome Colonel Ed Gritzmacher with the United States Army Office of Employer Support Guard and Reserve to speak on behalf of the United States Army. Colonel?
It's my honor to, and thank you for inviting us and letting us do this. Back in 1973, when we did away with the draft, the National Guard and the Army Reserve and all the reserve components became a larger component of the Department of Defense, now Department of War. We now make up over 50% of the entire Department of Defense. And at any given time, the National Guard alone has between 50 and 60,000 people deployed worldwide with all the commitments. Now that does us as taxpayers a great advantage, because it only takes 1/7 the dollars to train and sustain people like Sergeant Pruitt. Whereas on active duty, it costs so much more, and you're rotating the people constantly throughout the world. So this helps the entire Department of War and the entire defense of the United States. However, it does put a strain on you as the employers and those who have those individuals working for you. Even though only 1% of our population belongs to the military, that still is a big chunk. And you have to give up your time, your time with them, so they can go do their training and also their deployments in times of emergency. Now, the National Guard, of course, has done this through all of the national or natural disasters and that kind of stuff. But we also now are doing so much deploying, especially in the last 20 years, as you've seen. We've been spread all over the world. So we really want to thank our employers for taking care of our people and allowing them to get their training. And every so often, we get someone like Chief Wilkie that actually supports and helps their people to better perform their duties, not only at their own home station, but also in their training and for their deployments. And, but before I give Chief Wilkie his certificate, I want to give you also a statement of support. It is signed by the Secretary of War. And Chief, if you can sign it on this side and then put it wherever you want to put it in your facility, that we really appreciate what you do. Yeah. This is the actual award. It's called the Patriot Award, Patriotic Employer. And I also have a pen that goes on your hotel somewhere along the line. But please, thank you so much for taking care of our soldiers. Thank you. Appreciate it.
I did want to say something really quick. Not just Chief, but the whole city of Town and Country and a whole bunch of my fellow coworkers here that are still working here and have moved on, did a lot for me while I was overseas and a lot for, I call them my kids, but the soldiers that fall below me. Just getting packages. I know Chief and his wife had sent some letters for Christmas and birthdays and stuff like that. And it always somehow would fall in the most aggravating times. I'd either get a Facebook message or something from somebody here that just kept pushing me and the kids along to keep doing our duties and to carry on our mission. There are a lot of times that felt like it was very dooming over there, and it was hard to look forward to the future than sitting there sulking in the now. And all of you guys here with your support of Town and Country, Chief, and everybody else that works here did a lot for me and the entire battalion as a whole. So thank you very much for that.
And certainly Rosa, myself, and the entire board, thank you for your service to this country.
Thank you.
Very much. Well, I think that ought to wrap it up. All right, we got to talk about the minutes from the March 23rd meeting. I seek a motion and second to approve. So moved.
Second.
Any discussion or amendment? All in favor say aye of adopting those.
Aye.
Thank you. Do we have any citizens who wish to speak?
No, sir.
Thank you. We do not have a public hearing. I'd like to announce, this under appointments, I'd like to announce my intent to appoint Laurie Licavoli and Wiley Angel to the Public Works Commission at the next meeting, and those applications have been distributed to you. I now seek the board's confirmation on a few appointments. First is for Police, Fire, and EMS Commission, Rachel Stark. Seek a motion and second to approve.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion or amendment? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you. Next, for the Architectural Review Board, Danielle Salthouse. Seek a motion and second to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion or amendment? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
I'm sure she'll be a great addition to your board. And for Parks and Trails Commission, both Laura Reeves and Hayar Tamioka. I seek a motion and second to approve.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion or amendment? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
So no one's opposed, so those are all approved. Thank you. At this point, I do recognize the board's opportunity to provide reports. Alderman Harder.
Okay, for the PFE Commission, first off, I would like to mention the first responders canteen who showed up at the event on Arlington Oaks a few weeks ago. And what they are, they're an organization 100% funded by donations, and they provide beverages, food, and I think fans that day. It was a kind of a hot day. No charge to anybody. They're funded 100% by donations, And if you would like to donate to them, please contact the police department and they'll give you the information on how you can get that taken care of. Secondly, we have our quarterly PFE meeting a week from tomorrow, April 21st at 4:30 in the community room. At which time, we will give everyone who shows up, of course, everybody's invited and nobody's gonna show, I know that, that's okay. But if there are any guests, you're gonna get demonstrations and on the capabilities of our new radar trailer and message board, as well as one of our newly built police patrol vehicles. So we've been voting for these things, so hey, show up, take a look. We also have one action item, but that at the present time, and if you show up, we'll find out what it was. And that's all I've got.
Thank you. Alderman Kinsella.
Thank you, Mayor. The Planning and Zoning Commission will meet this coming Wednesday, April 15th at 7 p.m. and has the following things to be reviewed. A conditional use permit for a swimming pool at 13751 Bellcrest Court. The acceptance of the streets for the estates at Town and Country Crossing subdivision for public maintenance. And the amendment of zoning code requirements related to public or permanent open space. All in one.
Thank you. Alderman Hughes.
Thank you, Mayor. The Architecture Review Board met on April 6th, and the following items were approved. A new house at 12334 Wildlife Trail, a new house at 13309 Buckland Hall. In addition, prior to the start of the meeting, the board received a presentation from a ninth grader at Principia High School. And Kajay, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, I hope so, Negda, about his and his classmates' efforts to promote the use of solar energy in furtherance of the St. Louis County Comprehensive Plan. He did a great job. The next meeting of the Architecture Review Board will be held on Monday, May the 4th at 5:30 p.m. here at the Municipal Center. We will consider a new home at 12327 Wildlife Trail, an addition at 39 Muirfield Drive, an addition at 1112 Sheffield Manor Court, a new house at 29 Bell Reef Country Club grounds, and finally, an addition at 849 Salt Mill. It's the city maintenance annex. And as I say, every time, all are welcome. Thank you.
Alderman Hughes, did that ninth grader have an opinion on solar panels being in front or back?
We didn't get a chance to ask them.
Okay, good. Alderman Schwer.
There's a public works meeting scheduled for next Monday, the 20th at 6:30, depending on the quorum. We have a quorum. Yeah, we're good.
Oh, okay.
Here we go.
And again, when is that? Can be?
Next Monday, the 20th at 6:30,
Okay.
here at City Hall.
Sheldon, do you have a report?
Yes, Mayor. Alderman Murphy asked that I also report that Parks and Trails Commission will meet Monday, April 20th at 6:30 p.m. at Longview.
Okay.
One of their topics is discussion of the pedestrian pathway plan and updates to that. And then also he asked that we report that the first concert will be this Friday from 6 to 8 at Town Square. The band Hub and the Heavy Hearts will perform blues and Southern soul. Food trucks, drinks, and sponsor booths will be on site. Then I had one other item, just to let the board know and anybody else. The bid specs for the maintenance annex are out on the street. Deadline is April 30th. We'll review those contractor proposals and be bringing contracts forward to the Board of Aldermen.
Do we have any idea how much of a response there's been so far?
We have not had any response. They mailed out about 60
Okay.
and would hope to get between 4 and 6 good proposals. Pre-bid meeting tomorrow. Thanks, Todd.
Okay, great, thank you.
Yep.
I now would recognize the board's opportunity to ask questions on the February payable report.
Thank you, Mayor. Bob, I noticed there were a number of items on the payables report related to the SLAIT shoe reimbursement. There's probably about 15 of them, each one for roughly $50. I called you about that, I asked you about it, and you explained to me that's part of an insurance health benefit that is made available to the employees, but it does get reimbursed, does it not?
Absolutely.
So these are all expenses that will ultimately get wiped.
Correct. Yep.
Beautiful, thank you. Also, I noticed that there was a fairly sizable charge for repairing the solar panels, almost $700 worth. And we had recently heard from Navigate that they felt that removing the solar panels to repair the roof, it would no longer be worth it to put them back on. The cost for doing so would not be worthwhile. So why spend $700 to repair them today when they're going to be pitched in about a year?
And actually, Mr. Ray is going to look into that. We believe the actual cost, 5 of the panels were not producing. So it's worth our while to continue to be able to generate the energy from these panels while they're up there. The recommendation is once you take them off, it's not worth putting new ones up, and you certainly wouldn't put the old ones back on there because they're end of life. Obviously in need of repair is why we wouldn't put those back up, and the cost of new ones is not generating the kind of offset to make it worthwhile.
Yes, and in fact, you gave me the numbers that would help to shed some light on that.
Right.
And it's generating roughly a $2,328 savings, you said, on average per year. It all depends on the weather and how much air conditioning and so forth is used. But anyway, $2,300 or so with about $500 to $700 worth of maintenance every year. So the net effect is you're getting about $1,600 to $1,800 worth of savings on electricity in this building. And then when you research the annual cost for electricity in this building at $45,000, it looks like we're getting about 0.5% or less of value from them today.
Yeah.
Which helps to understand why you wouldn't work hard to put them back on.
Right, correct.
Thank you. I'm all for solar energy, but
Right.
that doesn't seem like it's doing much.
The numbers have to work.
Yeah, thank you.
You know, if we didn't turn the air conditioner on, that percentage might increase.
Yeah.
Wouldn't need lights either.
Yeah.
We'd be very comfortable with that.
That'd be beautiful. We have one item under unfinished business, bill number 26-12, sponsored by Alderman Murphy. Without objection, will the city clerk read bill number 2605 for the second time?
Bill number 2612 is an ordinance authorizing a supplemental agreement with SWT Design for additional services associated with the Preservation Park Pickleball and Bike Playground Project, construction documents, and construction administration, and amending the 2026 budget by increasing a Parks and Stormwater Fund expenditure account and appropriating funds to cover the increase.
Thank you. I seek a motion and a second to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion or amendment? Alderman Gerber.
Yes, I noticed that the reason for this increase is MSD, again, has changed its opinion on something we're doing. And I've only been here a short time, but it seems this is the second or third time that MSD has done this to us. What can we do about that? I mean, it seems like we're just taking it every time. Is there anything we can do to get them to commit to something earlier than just to come and have, because we've already voted on everything. We already have a fixed number in our minds, and all of a sudden, keep getting hit with an extra. So is there anything we can do about that?
Yeah, I did speak with a civil engineer today that said this is not isolated at Town and Country, that they find this in other municipalities and other projects, both on the private and public side. Just it's the process MSD goes through in their review, and sometimes items change. So it's not unique to us.
That wasn't exactly my question. I'm thinking.
You got
I'm happy to answer that. The best advice that we've been given, other cities, as Bob mentioned, are dealing with this, is to take our estimated, our anticipated costs for MSD and at least double them on projects. They don't do a preliminary review before you have a project to submit. So it's hard to have an upfront estimate. Our engineers and designers give us an upfront estimate. However, based on the most recent experiences, we're learning that they have been far more expensive than we anticipated.
I mean, it'd be good. You can apply that rule.
And I'd like to ask our city attorney, my experience limited, arguing with them is not very helpful.
No.
I mean, they're recalcitrant, and they're worse than MoDOT.
You're right. Yes, sir. They have a track record of being second guessing themselves, but they also have a track record of winning every argument they create.
I mean, frankly, I shouldn't be so angry with them because they're very faith-filled, because everything that happens is an act of God. It's not their fault. I mean, it's just the truth of it. It just is. I've seen so many times on TV where floods or sewers, basements flooded, and the MSD spokesman's out there saying, hey, it wasn't us. It's just an act of God. You know, and that's the truth. I've never seen them. If you find an article in the Post that says, yeah, MSD said, yeah, we screwed up here, we'll take care of it. Let me know. But good point, but it's kind of fighting an uphill battle.
Mayor, quick question.
Sure.
Can someone explain for maybe the public, are they a governmental agency or are they considered a utility?
They're a private utility.
A private utility? Just private utility has that.
MSD is a political subdivision created by the state of Missouri and operates, levies its own taxes, has a governing structure. Its members are appointed by, I believe, the mayor and the county executive, if I'm not mistaken. And they operate as a separate political subdivision and government agency. They are not subject to the regulatory authority of the Missouri Public Service Commission as our private utilities.
Thank you.
Alderman Harder.
Okay, obviously MSD kind of has us over a barrel. We have to do this or the project can't go forward. If the project doesn't go forward, we lose the grant. We lose the grant, we're probably not gonna get any more grants. So our hands are kind of tied on that one. One thing I was pointing out when I spoke with both Ann and Joanne, in the budget, 2026 budget, it showed a total of $579,455. And then on the bill, it shows it's about $120,000 increase total. I found out that there was some encumbrances that we spent, or we had budgeted in 2025. Oh, go ahead, Joanne, please.
I grabbed my papers out of my office, so if you don't mind, I'll explain to you why those differences exist, okay? So we had in the 5-year CIP, $579,455 for 2026 for Preservation Park for the pickleball and bike playground. However, what we didn't put in the 5-year CIP, but we had in the budget separate, was $80,000 for the Preservation MSD BMP. So we already had in the 2026 budget that amount because we became aware of what we thought it was going to be. But unfortunately, now we realize it's still not enough, and so that's why we're asking for $36,000 more dollars.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. And then when you look at it too, though, overall, our net cost on this whole project is $234,455. And for that, we're getting 4 pickleball courts, we're getting a brand new playground, we're getting bike trail. So it's not really a bad investment.
It's not bad at all.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure at Greenbrier Country Club, we spent $700,000 for 2 courts. And they're not even used. Yeah. All right, any other discussion? If not, I'd ask the city clerk for a roll call vote.
Alderman Sawyer.
Aye.
Alderman Schwer.
Aye.
Alderman Gerber.
Aye.
Alderman Hughes.
Aye.
Alderman Harder.
Aye.
And Alderman Kinsella.
Aye.
The bill passes unanimously and becomes ordinance number 4740.
Next, moving on to new business, most of these I think will be sponsored by the board as a whole. Without objection, would the city clerk read the bill for the first time?
Bill number 2613 is an ordinance accepting the bid and authorizing an agreement with Sweden's Ceiling Services for the 2026 crack ceiling program.
Thank you. This bill number 2613 is continued to the meeting of Monday, April 27th, 2026, with a second reading and consideration. Next is bill number 26-14, also I believe sponsored by the board as a whole. Without objection, would the city clerk read the bill for the first time?
Bill number 2614 is an ordinance authorizing the city administrator to execute an agreement with various St. Louis County municipalities relative to public works mutual aid assistance in emergency situations.
Thank you. This bill number 2614 is also continued to the meeting on Monday, April 27th, 2026, with a second reading and consideration. Next, bill number 26-15, sponsored by Alderman Sawyer. Without objection, would the city clerk read the bill for the first time?
Bill number 2615 is an ordinance authorizing the city administrator to engage UMB Bank for the provision of primary banking services on behalf of the city of Town and Country for a period of not less than 5 years.
Thank you. Bill number 2615 is continued also to the meeting on Monday, April 27th, 2026, with a second reading and consideration. Next, bill number 26-16, sponsored by the board as a whole. Without objection, would the city clerk read the bill for the first time?
Bill number 2616 is an ordinance authorizing the city administrator to execute a letter agreement with Horner and Schifrin for engineering and surveying services associated with the Drace Park and Longview Farm Park sidewalk replacement project.
Thank you. Bill number 2615 is continued to the meeting on Monday, April 27th, 2026, with a second reading and consideration. Next, an approval of a liquor license to be issued to Wallace Petroleum for packaged liquor and Sunday packaged liquor license for the remainder of the license year ending June 30th, 2026. I seek a motion and second to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. I do not have any other business, but would open up to the Aldermen if there's anything they would like to bring to our attention. And I would seek a motion and second to adjourn.
So moved.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you for your attention and attendance. Thank you very much.
That might be a record.